All right, all right. We're live from 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is a STSPOD Club production. This is Conversations at 11 o'clock. Can you believe it? 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Mark and I grew up getting ready every Saturday morning, watching cartoons or whatever before, and we sat right in front of the TV. And I always got till 12 o'clock, and then we had to go. As my parents said, well, it wasn't my parents, it was my mama and my mom. We went to town.
Yeah,
We
gotta
went
go
to
to
town.
town.
We went to town at 12 o'clock. We went to Blyville every Saturday, but they let me watch the first hour. Then we went to Burger Brawl. Do you remember Burger Brawl?
I do not.
And we went and ate there and then went shopping downtown. So we went to town. We got a few things we want to talk about. Number one, let's just start out tonight. Talk to me about Poplar Bluff tonight. And then we got R.W. Hardy returning. And we tell us everything that's going on tonight.
Yeah, American Hostile Championship Wrestling is going to return to Poplar Bluff. It's our first event there in 2 years. It looks like we got about 6 matches. Reaper will be there, Mark Southern Jr., Rude, and Slammer will be there. First time for him coming into AHCW. We got the Young Goats. We got Addison Kane. We got another newcomer, Terry Wayne, who is a Tennessee guy, I would guess you would call him. He's been wrestling over for Greg Anthony in the Mid-South there for a while now. And then, of course, Poplar Bluff's own R.W. Hardy, along with Brother Bruce. And then Big Jack and Denzel Rawlings would be battling for that AHCW heavyweight title that Jack had to vacate due to his knee injury, and then he got in a feud with Rude, so he's ready to get that title back around his waist.
Awesome. I'm real impressed with Denzel Rollins. Really good guy to put the title belt on. Guys, it's 11 o'clock in the morning, and bad boys drink beer at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, and we got the Moonshiners and the Hustlers for the tag match too. So,
oh, that'll be a good match. The Moonshiners. Tell us who the two Moonshiners are, because if you're a Memphis wrestling fan, one of them you'll be real familiar with.
That's right. Chris Hayes, of course, he's part of Country Rock down in Memphis, but here in Missouri with AHCW, he's one half of the Moonshiners with Jason Vaughn. If you haven't seen them, that's a great tag team, and I love what they're doing, man.
Yeah, and then, I mean, the LA Hustlers, I've known those guys forever. They always work really hard. Had a couple appearances already on Memphis Wrestling, so everybody should be familiar with them. Real fun show, as always, with you guys. But you announced something on, I don't know if you've thought this over or if you decided to do anything different, but you did announce on the American Hostile Championship Wrestling, search that on Facebook if you guys will, but you announced that, well, you're not going to be running Missouri in the near future. So tell me why. What's going on, Mark?
Yeah, it's very sad, too, because, Missouri doesn't have a lot of wrestling companies like myself. We're in the top 2 here in the state of Missouri, which is a good thing. But the bad thing is, starting in July, the commissioner has the Missouri Athletic Commission has added another charge to what we already pay. And let me just give you a backstory here. Here's what we pay as far as me being a promoter. I pay $400 a year for promoter license. I also had to get a $25,000 security bond, and I also had to cover insurance for the company, and I also had to pay $150 for every event I have. And now, on top of this, they want to charge us $1 for every ticket sold, or even if I do a flat rate of, say, $800, but yet 1,200 people show up for that show, I'm going to be charged $1,200.
What now?
Yes.
What? You do a flat rate? Oh, so they're going to charge you for what they estimate's going to be.
Yeah, huh? That's right. So let's say, my barbecue cook-off we have in Carruthersville, which is coming up in August. And I always charge them a flat rate. And we have bukus of people, that, anywhere from 900 to 1,000.
Oh, so if there's 1,000 people there that day, even though
they want $1 per person. Yes.
So you're not getting any freebies in at all. So
man, they're making it tough for anybody to survive.
So tell me about, if I'm correct, I watched a YouTube video. Did they increase everybody's, like, the wrestler fee, the manager fee, and all that? Did it go up like $5 or $10 also?
Yes, the fee to be a wrestler went from 40 to 50, and now the kickboxing, the MMA, and karate, I believe it is, their fees were only $25. They up theirs to 150. So now they're going to know what I felt like paying that $150 fee event.
Ooh, and what does the license cost now
The license for
for a wrestler? If I
50 bucks.
and
It's
how long
50.
does it last? How long
It
does it
lasts
last?
2 years, and then you got to get blood work every year.
Ugh. Missouri's always treated wrestling as a shoot.
Now you know
Uh,
why I drank at 11
There
o'clock
you
in the
go.
morning.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. It's always treated as a shoot. Back in my day, we had to get physicals, and I heard one time there was a promoter in Crosville, and he falsified a bunch of doctors' physicals. I don't know. That's what I heard one time. And then he fired some people in the tent. That's what
I
I was
always
telling
heard that too, man.
But that event would break you, because if you charge somebody, you want to get the exposure for Crosville. If you've never been to the cook off, it is outside. I almost died, I think, during that. The heat is so bad. But what you do is you set up a ring, and every year you have a really good show. It's fun. There's a lot of people around the ring. And just I loved it. It's one of my favorite things I've done, because a lot of people go to Crosville that actually didn't know I was a wrestling manager. I had anything to do with the wrestling manager back then, and then they'll come up to you and go, "Wow, I didn't know you did this. I didn't." You get to see people, and that's a good thing too. That you get to expose people that didn't even know that American Hostile Championship Wrestling existed. So that's a good. This dollar. So I'm thinking about this. I'm talking about this with the wife as we're driving around yesterday or last night, and I was like, I'm gonna throw why. I understand the fee is more, but there is some throwback if you're doing a paid show. I agree with you there. But have you sat down and thought you could make up the difference by going maybe $2 to $3
Oh,
or a little bit
absolutely. I
more?
mean, that's going to throw it back on your consumer there. But the problem I have is the flat rate shows. As I do a couple, we even got one coming up in Hayti in July, a big July the 4th event we're trying
We'll
to
be,
have.
yeah, starting that commercial
So that's going to
sometime
be,
next week.
and
Yeah.
you cannot lose money on the event and expect your company to keep going. I mean, we're going into our 4th year, and we've been privileged, and we've had great support. And I hate to push it back on the consumers like that, because I'm going to fight it. And I've already actually had talked to one of our local state reps, and me and him is going to touch bases again on Monday and go from there. So hopefully this $1 surcharge will go away. I don't know
What
if it will.
what was his thoughts on what is people in do they
He
think
agreed.
it's
He agreed with me that flat rate and charging me $1 per person does not right. It's not right. Basically, what he's saying.
right, because it wouldn't matter, you got $1 if you got freebies coming in. I understand that. Because you always got some freebies, even if it's
That's right.
family, whatever. So it's crazy.
Always
Uh,
a plus one or two, right?
Yeah, I did plus one. I try never to do plus two, but I always did plus one, because I mean, they don't make like WWE or AEW, so you always want, and give them a hot dog and that soda now.
Hey, and
You
I got some numbers here for you on the WWE event that
All right.
took place. The Rumble was in St. Louis this past year, I believe. And anyway, they paid $66,000 in taxes. With this new rule, with the dollar surcharge, they had 44,390 people there sold tickets. So that'd been an additional 44,000 they had to pay, and they helped St. Louis generate a revenue of 8.3 million. Now imagine
Oh,
them never coming back because of this, and see how much money they're going to lose.
yeah. I mean, that's just really showing what it's all about. I mean, WWE will not go into, especially big shows, will not do a big show in a state that's going to take all their money. They're
That's
not
right.
stupid.
That's right.
And you're at the point to where you know, we've talked about you when you're not here. That's usually when I like to talk about you. But you've been able to be successful, and we talked about this since day one. Me and you have. I've supported you. You supported me. We talk about this is how we're going to do wrestling. This is the way we grew up. We want to go into town. We want to make sure everybody knows it. We want to show a heel and a baby face. We want to show competitive matches. We don't want to show shit like some shows show. Some shows show. I guess I can say that. Fuck y'all if you don't like it.
The Outlaw Mud shows, right?
Well, yeah. I have a problem. Outlaw Mud Show. I guess that's what my promotion was. But I'm not going to say that about you guys. Number one, you've been successful in a state that is not successful. And then you got, and we'll talk about it just in a second. Remember, guys, we're only here talking for 20 minutes and then we're out of here. And if you want to hear it, go to Patreon. But I think not only were you successful, continuously successful with you'd send me, we had X amount, you send me a picture. Hey, we did this, we did that. I went to an event in Cooter. It was really fun. The thing about it is it's a family event. There's it's all totally different. There's no cussing. There's no, but the bad guys, the good guys. You take people take pictures with kids, the whole nine family event thing. And it just kept, and then you get Memphis Wrestling with just some of those guys that everybody's watching. And you got towns like, they got a town tonight also in Black Rock, Arkansas. It's a town, Black Rock. Where the hell's Black Rock, Arkansas kind of thing. But they drew close to 300 the first time. So it's getting the word out, number one. And I think even though it hurts you at one time, I think getting the word out, Memphis Wrestling, and COVID, with everybody being able to get out again, has made, you had some big gates after the COVID, everything got released with COVID.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Cooter's always been a great town for us. Donovan was good. And now we're going back to Poplar Bluff, and it's always good. We're expecting about 300 probably tonight. And so, yeah.
I mean, and that's what it just keeps going, because the thing about it is that, and this is, I know this sounds stupid, but if no one knows about it, they're not going to come. You can have Stone Cold Steve Austin at Poplar Bluff, and if no one knows he's going to be at that wrestling event, and it's just the same thing. We used to paper. I remember papering the Convocation Center. I mean, just constantly putting posters up, making sure everybody knows what's up and what's going on. All right, let's talk about. We got a few more minutes left. I want you to keep me updated about the commission, and we may have you on again for a conversation. I hate the Missouri Athletic Commission. I think it's horseshit, because they have not. Here's the thing: you can get all the money that you want to get from the promoters, but you, as a state, are not providing anything for us. If you were providing an ambulance or something like that, or ambulance, as Corey used to say, or something like that, then I'd be okay with it. And you said 25,000. I had to get a 10,000. So it's
they upped that a few years ago.
Yeah, so it's just a money grab, Mark.
That's right.
You know it. That's all it is, and I don't know who it's paying. I don't know if the commissioner gets extra money for every show he goes to. If you make extra money, I don't know, but it's always been a money grab. From day one, it was a money grab. So, all right, let's talk about Memphis Wrestling. And I talked earlier about me and you growing up watching Memphis Wrestling, 11 o'clock to 12:30 on Saturday mornings. I know how it made me feel when Dustin showed a clip of my ugly mug on TV. And I mean, it really did. I seriously, it was one of those things where I almost teared up. I did, because I had been that kid. And none of the promotions, even though I knew all these guys, nobody ever said, "Hey, BT, you want to do this with us? You want to help us? You want to," they would come to towns. I don't hold a grudge. I just know how it is. They would come to Jonesboro. And do you know, as a college student, how many people I could have got to help them? but they would never, because I was a kayfabe guy. I might tell Meltzer, but that was bullshit back then. But Dustin, and I've said Dustin's, we do a shoot show, we do a regular show, and Dustin's been good about putting me being part of the show. Providing content is the best way to put it. But now we had the debut since the last time we talked of Money Mark, which is kind of an inside term there. And, no one likes a Money Mark. That's what Dustin said. And, I don't know. I love Money Mark, so just let you know that. But how did it feel? I know you've cut a promo and it's on tape, but how did it feel just being out there?
I'll tell you what, it's probably one of the greatest moments in my career, man. And just a funny story to tell you how all this started. I was laying in bed and half asleep about, I think it was on a Thursday, maybe a Friday night, and Dustin calls me at midnight. He said, "Hey, do you want to be at TV on Sunday?" I was like, I'm thinking I'm still asleep and dreaming. I was like, well, hell yeah. Why would I not want to be on TV? I'll be there, buddy. So, yeah, it's definitely a dream come true, man. And just wish my granddad, who hauled me down to the Mid-South Coliseum every Monday night, could be here to witness it. But he's up there watching, man. And, yeah, it's definitely a great moment for me, man. And I'm going to enjoy the ride as long as it'll last, baby.
And
till the money runs out.
I like the idea, and thank God my mom is the one that started taking me to wrestling, and she's able to see it. I've always made a deal about I love my mama, but she did. She took me to the first matches in Blytheville, and she's on for the ride. She watches the show, listens to the podcast. She's watching this one right now, probably. So she's a big supporter. So tell me, who came up with the Money Mark and the gimmick and everything? Was that you, or was it Dustin them was trying to, because it's inside, guys. There's something that happened, and we actually talked on Shooting Star about this. I think it was episode 4. So subscribe and listen. We had a Money Mark who was providing, we had a sponsor. Alleged Money Mark that was helping with the show, and we changed sponsors. They took somebody with them. It's a bunch of bullshit, really, is what it is. So that's where it kind of grew out of that?
Yeah, Dustin did come up with it all, man. And I just rode with it, and I went and, get all my gear together and present Money Mark as that.
As doing because first you paid off you helped who did you the Country Rock, and you took the money there, and
that's right.
Little bit, you put it in your pocket instead of your guys. Those two guys, they're scary as hell, Mark. I told you this. I would put them, here goes BT the Booker. I would put them as squashes for 6 months. I mean, just killing people like the APA did. That's who they remind me of. That double stunner. Who came up with the double stunner? Damn,
man, I'm pretty sure they come up with it. Jack or Bruce, someone. But yeah, they're awesome guys too, man. I'm telling you, you definitely don't want to meet them in a dark alley anywhere.
Man, they're big. Jack's really big. I met him. I don't think I met Bruce. Maybe I did. But they're big guys, and they come off as badasses, which, like I said, I don't think I'd want to try to handle either one of them. But I'm a big wuss anyway, so I don't want to fight. I'm a lover, Mark. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
There you go.
Hey, guys, we're going to leave you right now. Join us at 1 o'clock for Rolling Into Mempo. Guess what, Mark? This was episode 599. Can you believe that? 599. Wow. And this afternoon at 1 o'clock, we have episode 600. I think that's a big milestone. And tonight, we're in Poplar Bluff, Missouri, American Hostile Championship Wrestling. Or if you're in near Black Rock, Arkansas, we are with Memphis Wrestling. And just 2 fun shows. I wish the best for you guys. Remember, guys, same bad time, same bad channel on the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Be there. And as everyone knows, and Mark, you know this, I love my mama.